Okay, here are the notes we took in class that cover pedigrees. Pedigrees follow a trait through generations of a family. Okay, so they're kind of just like family trees, essentially. All right, because you can follow either a dominant trait or a recessive trait, if you are following the dominant trait, you will be drawing a dominant pedigree. If you're going to be following the recessive trait, then you're going to be drawing a recessive pedigree. Okay, there are 5 things you need to know when you're reading or drawing a pedigree. The first thing you need to know is that males are always going to be a square and females are always going to be circles. If the square or the circle is shaded, that means that that individual shows the trait that you are looking for. So in a recessive pedigree, we're going to shade the individuals that show the recessive trait. In a dominant pedigree, we're going to shade the individuals that show the dominant trait. If the circle or the square are unshaded, that means that those individuals do not show the trait that you're looking for. When you draw a pedigree, when 2 organisms breed or get married, you connect them with a marriage line. When they produce offspring, you connect the offspring with the children's line. Each generation gets a Roman numeral. Okay, so this is generation 1, this is generation 2. Each individual within a generation gets a regular old number. So this is person 1, this is person 2. You start numbering over again in the next generation, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Usually you don't put names on a pedigree, and so you use these numbers to refer to the person. So if I asked who the dad was, you would tell me generation 1, person 1, and you would write that 1-1. Mom would be 1-2. The youngest person is 2-3 because kids are placed in birth order left to right. So these are their 3 biological children. Their last child got married, so you just add them in as number 4. Okay, we're now going to do an example of a recessive pedigree. Okay, so just like any other genetics problem, you always need to start off by giving me a key. So in this case, big A is going to be long eyelashes and lowercase a is short eyelashes. So long eyelashes are dominant to short eyelashes. And then the word problem, they would have to tell you that a man with long eyelashes marries a woman with short eyelashes. So we have to shade her in because this is a recessive pedigree and she has the recessive condition. They have, let's say, 3 kids, a boy, a girl, and then another boy. Okay, the first 2 kids have long eyelashes. Their 3rd child has short eyelashes. This 3rd child then goes on to marry a long eyelashed woman, and they have a long eyelashed child. Okay, so the first thing you need to put in here are your generation numbers and your individual numbers. Okay, the next step is to fill in your genotypes. Okay, always do the shaded people first in a recessive pedigree. Basically, always do the recessive people no matter what type of pedigree you're doing. And in this case, because it's a recessive pedigree, look at the shaded people. Okay, the shaded people have short eyelashes, so they have to be little a, little a. Okay, the next people are going to be all of the individuals with long eyelashes. We know they have to have at least one big A. We're going to put a blank next to them because we're not sure what that second letter is at this point. So everyone gets a big A blank. The third step is to try and fill in the blank. And you do so by asking yourself a few questions. Let's take a look at this individual up here first. Okay, here's the question I asked myself. Do I know this person's parents? No, I don't. Do I know this person's children? Yes, I do. Do any of these children have 2 little a's? The answer is yes. So because this child has 2 little a's, that means that one little a came from one parent and the other little a came from the other parent. So this must be a little a. Okay?
Your attention, please.
All right, if we move on to the next person, person 2-1, All right, I asked myself the question, do I know this person's parents? And the answer is yes. Okay, do they have a parent with 2 little a's? Yes. That means this parent can only give a little a, so I must have a little a in this blank. Same thing for this person, because her mom can only give a little a. Okay, over here, person 2-4, be careful. Do I know this person's parents? I don't. She is not related to these 2 people. She is their daughter-in-law. So I don't know her parents, but I do know her kids. Does her kid have 2 little a's? The answer is no. So I leave this blank. I don't have enough information to fill it in, so that's how I leave it. Last person. Do I know this person's parents? Yes. Do they have a parent with 2 little a's? Yes. That means that parent can only give a little a, therefore there must be a little a on the blank. Okay, at this point, you would be done. All right, you're really never going to have enough information to put 2 capital letters on a pedigree. Okay, it's either going to be a big A blank or a big A little a. Okay, so this last page just kind of reviews what we talked about, but then it also includes the 3 steps I told you as to how to get those genotypes. Just reviewing that you do the recessive people first, they get 2 lowercase letters, the dominant people get a big letter and a blank, and then you go through and you try to fill in the blanks by asking those questions. Do I know the parents? Do I know the offspring? Do either the parents or the offspring have 2 little a's? Hopefully this was helpful.